Hello everyone, it's Alana from Natural Lana Says. Just checking in with you again on our topic of emotional intelligence. And so today I want to talk about kind of the concept of polarity. Okay, and there's different ways that different schools of thought talk about this, but the most important element is to consider that everything exists on a spectrum. Okay, so at times we can kind of get into black or white thinking. Something is either good or bad. It's all or nothing. It's here or there, but not really respecting that there is a little bit more to it. Like either you're sick or you're well. It doesn't work like that. Okay. So things that appear to be opposites actually exist on a spectrum. So it's this little rod here. So on one end, you may think, okay, this is illness. On this end is wellness. Okay. So really, they exist in the same space. It's just where are you along this this line or wherever. And so when it comes to any sort of progress you want to make, it's helpful to think about things like that. Like, all right, so there's two poles, but which direction do I want to be closer to? And thinking about your progress in terms of getting closer to that other pole versus either I have it or I don't. It is or it isn't. Because that's not always a helpful concept. It's like I see that a lot when it comes to mental illness as well. Now, granted, there's certain criteria or whatever that's used to diagnose someone with a mental illness, and it's not to dismiss that at all, but it's a lot of times it doesn't go from you're good, you're well functioning, everything is straight, and then boom, the next day it's not okay. I mean, that's the case in some rare cases, but more often than not, there's a progression. There's increasing stressors. There's decreasing ability to deal with various things going on in life. There's a sort of increase and a worsening of symptoms over time because it's a spectrum. So the concepts of mental health are actually not just meant for people with mental illness or with diagnoses, and it's not just useful to them. Mental health is something that everybody has, and you exist somewhere on that spectrum. So in some way or not, like it has to be factored into your picture of wellness. Some people do it unconsciously. They grew up in a family system that happens to work well for them. They happen to learn whatever skills, coping, mental concepts, and also probably have some genetic background around certain aspects of mental wellness. And other folks may not be as aware of it, or they may have normalized some things that are not okay. But really, everybody needs to be thinking about mental health, just like thinking about physical health. How do you think about your life? How do you cope with stress? How do you manage stress that's in your life? How do you recognize where your boundaries are? How do you recognize when you're okay versus you're not okay? All of these concepts matter regardless, regardless of where you fall in that spectrum. So I just wanted to share that with you for any sort of progress or any situation in your life where you're thinking, okay, I'm here, not there. Think about it more like a spectrum. Where do I want to be and how can I move closer to it rather than I have it or I don't? All right, hope this was helpful. Hope you guys have a great night. I will see you next time. Take care.